Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to an all-new Geek World Order video. Randy here, and today I have a fun video for you today. So, as you know, previously I did a video with the Fantasy Funko Challenge. This challenge was laid down by Matt from the channel Teacup for One, and I decided I was going to take this to a whole new level, because with that video there were some prompts and some challenges to kind of really get the creativity flowing, get ideas coming forth, and I had a lot of ideas for this video. And basically, since he's a mostly Disney channel, I decided to do it in two different videos. The previous video I did was all Disney, so all the ideas and all the prompts were answered with Disney-related answers, but I decided there was another video I wanted to do that was more sci-fi, pop culture, non-Disney. So here we are back with the second installment of my Fantasy Funko video, and so let's go through these prompts and pick my answers. So the first one is the pop rides. Basically, there are vehicles with an accompanying pop figure. I believe you've had the Hogwarts Express with Harry Potter and the various characters there. Some other things like that. Great vehicle rides. So, in the Disney one, I recommended the Body Wars vehicle. And this got me thinking, because that ride car looks like another vehicle. And as I was going through here, I was like, alright, so let's figure out what do I want to do. And initially, a number of Star Trek things came to mind, like the Defiant with maybe Cisco. You could do the Enterprises with Kirk or Picard, but as I got to think, I didn't like the scale of them. I think the scales were a little off and a little cartoonish. But I decided, because I don't know if Pop's going to give us, if Funko's going to give us DS9 or Voyager, but this is fantasy booking, so I can pick whatever I want. So I want to do the Delta Flyer with Tom Paris. The Delta Flyer is the hot rod of Star Trek shuttlecraft. It's maneuverable. It's got Borg weapon systems, upgraded shields, instrument panels, actual control knobs and levers, because Tom got tired of buttons. But man, it is one of the best ships in all of Star Trek, and I love it. Oh man, the Delta Flyer. So yeah, that's my pick for the pop ride. Prompt number 2, complete the set. This is basically taking an existing Funko line that might be missing some characters. Maybe they didn't do a wave 2 or things like that. So pick a character, complete the line. And for me, this one could be done as a number of things, because you could kind of do it as a pop ride. You could call it a pop ride. You could do like one of those giant scale ones that are like, like this tall, like a foot tall at least, like 2 feet tall. Like some of the Pokemon ones are basically like real life size Pokemon at that point. What I want to do is Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because you could have a regular pop. You could do the little keychain one that's just his brain form. You could also do a standard size pop that is his walker thing that he just kind of goes around in his little brain mode in. Or like I said, you could do the big one and have like the actual walking bodysuit. So, and I love that. This challenge has really made me think of ones that are more out of the box, kind of. You could have them, you could have them in various formats, and oh, dude, so many things. It's like really hard to do some of these. Like even thinking back of like, oh, so what I want to do, and I was like, I did come up with one that was a Disney. It was technically a Disney, but when they did the Gargoyles set, I don't remember them putting out Xanatos. So come on, how can you have the Gargoyles line without Xanatos? So I'm going to call that an honorable mention because it's a Disney one, but so we'll just attach that as a honorable mention to the last video. But we'll call it here. This one's more focused on the non-Disney side of the pop culture. So Krang is the final choice for me, but we'll go with Xanatos as an honorable mention. All right, so Pop Towns is the third prompt. And with Pop Towns, basically, these are cities, they're buildings, and they come with an additional character. Like the Clock Tower from Back to the Future. I believe that one comes with Marty McFly or Doc Brown. You could do stuff like the Hogwarts School, which they may have done. I actually may have to check into that one. But for me, one of my all-time favorite cartoon franchise of all time is G.I. Joe. And they've recently announced a second wave of G.I. Joe characters. Gonna have Zartan, Shipwreck, my favorite G.I. Joe of all time. I've already got that one pre-ordered. I'm getting 2 of them. But I think for the Pop Towns, I want to do the Pit. The Pit is the nickname for G.I. Joe headquarters. And what am I going to do for a pop to come with that? And when you look at it, you know, if they're doing more additional lines of G.I. Joe, you're probably going to get some of the main ones like Duke and, you know, those guys. So for the character that I'm going to put with this one, I'm going to go with Scarlet, a well-known G.I. Joe, one of the original 13 characters, a badass in her own right. She's an intelligence officer, a iconic Joe. So I think having her with the Pit would be a great combination. And that's really what I'm looking for. Something memorable, iconic, something that more than likely probably not going to get produced real life. So this is going to be one of those ultimate fantasy bookings. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Scarlet in one of the future G.I. Joe lines, but we'll see. I know the first wave was done a couple years ago, so we'll see. But hey, at least I'm getting Shipwreck for the G.I. Joe pop vinyls. That is awesome. So, number 4 is a cult movie classic. So, here's where we take, and this one is just a regular, standard, this tall Funko Pop, a couple inches tall, but a movie with a cult classic following and a character from that. And so for me, I don't watch a lot of horror type stuff. I'm more inclined to watch some creature features. I love practical effects, love all that stuff. And for me, one of my favorite all-time movies it's a creature feature with great practical effects is Tremors. I love the Tremors series. And if you're going to do a Tremors series, you can only do one character. You got to go with Burt Gummer. Is there anyone other than Burt? And honestly, at this point, now that they've announced some of the stuff like Shipwreck, and they're doing Jazz from the Transformers, some of my favorite characters of all time, this may shoot up to the number 1 pop I want of all time. So for this particular challenge, we're just doing a basic pop figure, the ones you go to Target or the comic book store and you get them for just the $10, standard pop. I'm going with Burt Gummer, and we have a template for this. They did a Firefly line a few years ago, and I have the Jane Cobb. He's got his signature look, and he's holding the rifle, he's holding Vera, and I want the Burt pop to look like that. I want him to have a gun, because, Burt's a crazy gun nut, and that's really how you gotta portray him. So, the cult classic following, give me Burt Gummer from Tremors. So, number 5 is pop movie moments. So, basically, you're making pop figures to recreate a scene from a movie, television series, anything like that. For me, and you could kind of call this a cult following one, is I want a scene from Transformers the movie. I specifically want Starscream's coronation. Of course, we're getting G1 Transformer Pops, so probably in the second wave, we're probably going to get Starscream. But I think doing the coronation scene with Galvatron and Starscream and their confrontation from Transformers the movie in the throne room, that's the scene I want, because Galvatron probably not going to get a regular release figure. Of course, Megatron is the more common known one, but Starscream, I figure he's probably a lock for the second wave of G1 inspired Transformers Pops. But having that that Pop Movie Moments one, that'll allow us to get the coronation with the purple cape and the crown and just, everything from that scene. I think that's a great opportunity to get that Pop, that version of Starscream. I mean, more than likely, if you coronation Starscream, could end up being like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one day, or or New York Comic-Con, one of those big exclusives they do every year. So, not outside the realm of possibility to get this figure, but my idea is to put it in the scene from Transformers the movie and have Galvatron in the throne room and that whole scene. So that has been my top Fantasy Funko picks, all non-Disney edition. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, all that great stuff associated with YouTube videos, and I'll see you next time, guys.